Hey guys, recently I made a guide on some of the best purchases if you're going to start a home gym on a budget, getting some minimalist type equipment that could be used for a whole bunch of different workouts, a whole bunch of different purposes. And at the end I threw in a couple bonus items which were kind of do-it-yourself projects. One of them being a box, just a step-up box or box squat box, plyo box, whatever you want to do. Versatile. The other one being a slant board, which you could use for stretching. You could use just to modify some exercises to get more depth out of your squats and kind of focus more on the quads and joint strengthening in the knees and stretching the ankles. So today we're going to build a slant board, and I'll kind of show you step by step what I'm doing for it. And again, this is a pretty budget friendly option to kind of build up your workout arsenal. I think it's a nice, viable piece of equipment and a good addition to a home gym. I'm not going to go out and spend a whole bunch of money buying something, so what I did instead was buy a piece of plywood from Lowe's. So this is the basis of the project. We're going to make a slant board. Let's hop in. I did buy one other part that I don't know if I'm going to use these or not. This is like a safety strip grip tape. There we go. So this is like a safety strip that you'd put on the step. I might use it. It's a little bit extra. It's not really needed, but if you're gonna just make one, dress it up a bit. I had some screws sitting around the garage. If you guys seen any of my other videos, whenever this camera turns a little bit this way, everything is a giant mess of garage stuff because it's my garage. So grab some of these, and I also had a couple 2x8s. I think these were left over from when I mounted the pull-up bar that you could probably see behind me. I mounted that using some 2x8s just for a little, to make it a little more sturdy. So I think these are the scraps left over from that. So, if you're buying everything for this, then you need to buy the screws, box of screws, like $8, $7. Not sure if we're gonna keep this. This was $15, and you probably need maybe 10 feet of 2x8 the way I'm going to build this, but again, the way I'm doing it is just building it with the scraps that I have in the garage. So okay, so the first thing we need to figure out when we're making our box is what angle we want it to be at, and I've seen anything from 20 to 30 degrees. I'm going to go on the more shallow end of that because you can always kind of prop it up on something if you want it just a little bit higher, which would raise the angle quite a bit, just propping it up an inch or whatever. But you can't really lower it down much. So I'd rather go on the shallow end. So I'm going to go 20 degrees. So knowing that I've got it was supposed to be a 2x2, but it's like 24 by 23-ish piece of wood here. And then I've got my 2x8s, which of course measure 7 inches here. So we know that we need to get a certain length with the top piece to get the 20 degrees with the 7-inch back piece. All right, so let's look at some diagram stuff and figure this out. Okay, so I am on this amazing site. I just searched for triangle calculator. So calculator.net/triangle calculator. So you can see I've got 20 degrees as that B angle, right? And we want 90 degrees on the A angle, which leaves 70 for the top angle. All right, that's how triangles work, 180 altogether. We know that our back side is going to be 7, so that's why we got our 7 filled in there. And you can see when we calculate that out, there we go, that's what we're looking for. 20 degrees for the angle of rise, I guess. I don't know if that's what it's called. I don't build stuff. 90 degrees on the back and 70 on the front. We have our 7 inches, which is going to be our height here. And then we're going to have to cut our top sheet, which is our 2x2, down to about 20.5 inches. Okay, so we know we got to get this guy to 20. I'm going to keep it as 24 inches wide. I want it wider so I could do squats as comfortably as I want. I don't want a little narrow squat if I don't want to. This guy will measure out, I think it was like 19.25. Use a straight edge to get our angle right, and then just use this one as a template to cut the others. All right, let's get our cuts done. Okay, so now we got our top cut down to size. We got all of our support 2x8s cut at the right angles, at our 20-degree angle. And now we just put in some pilot holes for attaching the 2x8s. And once we get them attached, we'll just pop a few more holes in there, put a few more screws, and that's really it. I mean, maybe we'll throw the grip tape on top. Other than that, we're done. Well, there we have it, guys. Our project is complete. You can see I did a little sanding on it. I wanted to smooth it out. There were some splinters. I did end up putting the grip tape on, just feeling a little extra. Covered up where all the screws are, made it look a little nicer, and also just gives me a little more confidence. So it didn't really matter what shoes I'm wearing. I feel like I'm not going to slip. You can see now my knees are so far over my toes, there's just no way this channel doesn't absolutely go viral. I might put some cross support in between the 2x8s. It's probably a whole lot of not needed, but if I decide I want to actually load up some squats here, like actual back squats in this kind of a position, I think at that point I'd probably do that just to be very safe. But anything else, I think this is plenty. So here's what the finished product looks like. Real simple. So got our plywood cut to length. We got our 2x8s cut at our 20-degree angle. That's really it. Ain't anything else to it. Slant board. If you got all the tools like I do, you have screws laying around, you have wood laying around, might as well do it yourself. You know, makes your gym a little more your gym. If you don't have this stuff, clearly not worth the investment to make an angled piece of ground to stand on, right? So if you have it, it's a neat little project and it didn't cost much. And what I actually spent at Home Depot today, it was $30. But that's with me already having the 2x8s, that's with me already having the screws, and obviously owning all the tools. If you need a single tool for this, it becomes extremely stupid to pursue and just, you know, spend your money on buying one from whoever's making them. Well, guys, that's it. Definitely not going to start a construction-based channel. I think this was this is about as far as my skills go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe it gave you some ideas, or you could follow along. I'll put the measurements for the triangle cut down on the bottom if you want to try and follow along. And that's it. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Fitness. Have an awesome day and stay fit.